Hello and welcome everyone back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and my players, Par 1. As usual, thank you and welcome back to our game. It's been a while, I know, it's been sad. However, we are back to our game. So as a quick reminder from last time, our players came back to the Emperor's Sanctum. They delivered the wounded fetits and the supplies. They were rewarded with shiny gadgets and doodads. And there was a bit of hostility in the camp, but that was quickly dispersed by Holly as our group go off to sleep on the 37th. Unfortunately, on the 48th, as the rest of the group are enjoying their recap or whatever you're drinking and whatever is cooked up for you, Heinrich is not so good. Unfortunately, those pickled cockles he ate yesterday don't seem to have agreed with him very much. He is currently running back and forth, or has been most of the evening, to wherever the fetits do their business.
It definitely has nothing to do with the dead Sakun he put his head on.
Completely forgot about that, to be honest with you. Maybe.
Most
maybe.
Happy to provide.
It's possible. It's possible.
Using a raccoon's carcass as a pillow. Not a cause. Not at all.
The fleas got to him. Oh no. So as you awaken, you quickly realise that Heinrich's not going anywhere for at least a day or so. Anywhere far. So you're kind of stuck here. As you look around, sorry, she should be in there. As you look around, most of the fetits on this side seem to be organising themselves into different, like you can see them having basically a little hyena meeting. I should move this one over. Move them more closer. In for the meeting. Whereas the group down on Sakun, there we go. The wolf group, basically, down in the corner, they are currently still mourning their dead, or they've at the very least are doing. Yeah, there's no real word for words for it. A ritualistic death thingy, Majuba ritual. It doesn't seem too mischievous. And yeah, that's about everything. Oh, sorry, there would also be no, I actually didn't put any. Do I have a different furry token? I don't know if I added that many to have spares. Do we have another group we could add? No. Why not? I got rid of them to start with, so I'll bring them back. Oh no, I can't, because they are not, as you all said, they look like rats, not canines or felines. Okay. So there's a few extra wolves, and we'll chuck a couple of hyenas in as well, who are moving the supplies that you brought back from Prim around, like getting them stowed away and checking them for any things that may have been chucked on them, knowing that there's a degenerate in the group who likes poison.
What does that have to do with anything?
It makes perfect sense why you'd check the supplies before putting them away.
I mean, still, I'm not going to poison these people. Not yet, anyway.
They don't know that. So, what would you like to do with your time with the furry nation?
Take the wheel, blind girl. I'm resting.
Oh, sure. Well, it kind of depends on whether or not Holly would want to see Abby right now.
Well, currently the day has just begun, so entirely up to you what you want to do.
In that case, unless there is something happening, Abby will try and find herself a reasonably round rock, small enough that it fits in her hand. And she's going to place that rock in front of her tent, then sit inside her tent and stare at it intently.
I would be observing this weird behavior.
Okay. So as the Fettits have gathered for breakfast, Thomas is talking to Kai. You know, his maybe the female foxes there are the wives of, I know one of them is, can't remember which one. Abby comes out and maybe there's a greeting as she starts looking around with a blindfold on, finding a stone and going back to her tent and placing the stone outside of tent, but drawing the doors enough so she can be seen staring at it. Muttermouth is quite intently enjoying his morning with his mate, whereas Thomas is taken aback by this behaviour as he is staring intently like yes, very odd, yes.
I mean, it's difficult to tell where she's looking at the best of times, but it very much looks like she's trying to stare that stone into submission.
Be quiet, Kalindra. Look on the map. You can't see. You are hiding in between two tents. Hiding there. Sniveling.
I'm trying to eavesdrop on conversations, okay? And I don't know how high these tents are.
I mean, they are like Bedouin style tents, so they do walking to them. It's not like a camping. I know they're set up like the shitty little triangular style tents, but they are walk-in, proper lie down bed, little table, chair.
I did scooch over there a little bit. Yeah, I can see it. Just try to eavesdrop.
Okay. Well, as they're walk-in tents, you definitely can't be seen. How long have you been there? Like all night, or did you come out of your tent and walk in there?
I was here at the start of the session, so right here.
You have come out of your tent and just okay.
Yeah, just leaning against the wall, observing, being shifty.
So again, Muttermouth is kind of engrossed in his meal and his company, whereas Thomas is very taken aback by the strange human behaviour that's going on. For sure, you can sit there and just hunch down and listen in. You hear Abby come out, say good morning to some people, something get picked up, and then maybe 4 degrees you heard something get put down. And then someone sitting. Oh no, yeah, I'll give it to you. You can hear it, but realistically, there are other noises going on around camp.
I think that's technically 5 degrees of success.
I'm not getting into this. Be quiet. So
Yeah, sorry.
so basically, there is a lot of other noise going around, like the hyenas are talking and having their mothers meeting. Food is being cooked. So, but you can just make out it seems as if something has been put down and someone is now sitting down. The creak of a chair, that kind of stuff. Okay. There's the sound of slurping as Thomas puts down.
If nothing happens to the stone after a while, I will probably go to Thomas.
Oh yeah, this is going to take hours.
To stare the stone into submission.
Yes.
And that's all you're gonna do, stare the stone into submission.
For a good while, yes.
Why you're doing that?
Okay.
You'll notice.
That's fine,
You'll
fine.
notice.
Yes, Metal One. Morning to you.
Morning. I was wondering, you seem to be have quite an eye for some odd tidbits, right?
Well, yes. It is my role to acquire and maintain what I can.
You got anything that you can't make heads or tails of? Or something intriguing?
He kind of like scratches his graying chin. In younger days, yes, many things find, not understand. Take back to Sanctum. Sorry, not Sanctum. Shit. Sorry, it has been a while, and I completely have just blanked on the Fettit's main.
Are you talking
location.
about their fortress? With
Yeah,
vehicles and stuff?
Yeah, the fortress, which is the... Oh, yeah. Chariot. Yeah. Yep, okay. So, we take to Chariot Fortress long ago, when much younger. And we not have same freedoms we did back then. Now we not able to go and explore ruins and so on and such forth. I only have here what I could trade with from others and what I have repaired and made useful again. But what things are you looking for exactly?
Anything and everything. Most of all, I would like a vehicle.
Vehicles are very rare and difficult for Fettits to use and have.
For a fetish, yes, not for me. He says in his mind, I hope. I mean, there's not much a mechanic can do about the pile of rust, aside from worship it, but that's neither here nor there.
Me not know of anything close by, no. But when Rogue Trader landed long time ago, he had many different vehicles with him, and not all left world. But
I see.
Many went down south along Great Plains. Some, many ones that look like you, were said to have gone southeast, but me not know where exactly they go, but only know they did split up and go other areas on world.
You said something about being able to create everything you wanted. The chariot?
Most organic things, yes. But some mechanical things as well. But there are systems that are too difficult or have lost resources for machines to create, or machines programming has become corrupted and cannot make any more. Not entirely sure if some of material components not come from off-world long ago.
Yes, I'm taking notes, that's why I'm...
That is quite alright, Albie. You take your notes. They are of vital importance.
Right. Okay.
And do tell, what is your friend doing with stone?
She is a special kind of human. We will see, I suppose.
You shrug, look at her, she's special. Look back. So about technology.
I mean, that's politest the Mechanicus can ever be about a psyker, I think. And on that note,
I love it.
are there ever any Mechanicus psychers?
Mechanicus Psychers, no. My theory behind it is when you have your when you become a tech priest, you have part of your brain removed, or you have a load of circuitry added to your brain through your skull. That allows you to operate all of your cybernetic limbs. My theory is that the Mechanicus's one removes part of the brain that controls most high-grade psychic function. Because I know they use psychic reactive crystals and things like that. But I don't know of any Magos or tech priest who was a psyker. Unless you know of one unit?
But it kind of depends. Like, in general, the Imperium isn't very happy when the Mechanicus starts playing with Psychers, because they tend to fuck up bad.
Define bad.
I forgot the name of it.
Imperium bad.
Oh.
Well, but as far as I know, the Mechanicum is still cloning Psychers. Or wait, no, they are still cloning blanks
So
for the Colexus assassins.
So that is correct and incorrect because GW don't confirm shit. The Adeptus Mechanicus went to war with the Navis nobility, so the navigators, because the navigators did not want the Imperium to be able to have blanks everywhere, because I think blanks also affect their eyes' ability to function as well. So there was like a secret war with them, and the Mechanicus were told by either the Inquisition or the High Lords of Terror that they had to stop it. Does anyone really believe if the Mechanicus would stop that kind of shit? Probably not. So
No.
it's more than likely that, yeah, what Unit said is correct, that the Ecclesia... No. The assassin guys have taken those Mechanicus in and let them carry on their work.
The official assassinorum.
That's the one. That's the one. So they're probably working under an Inquisitor for them to create blanks because, you know, they are rare as rocking horse shit, yet somehow the Imperium has them to train as brutal assassins.
Wouldn't a blank be very detectable to a psyker? Like, there is a suspicious void here, suddenly.
Depending on the
Yes.
power of the blank, I know that some blanks are actually able to make themselves invisible. So they cut themselves off. Other blanks, they're a lot like psykers in that they're not all the same flavour. If that makes sense. Most low powered like level 1 blanks in game terms are very visible because they don't really have control. Whereas I think even in game terms for nulls, you get upgrades that allow you to control your ability and make it so you're less visible to psykers doing Psynicians.
By the way, in
right.
Rogue Trader, there is a career you can take called Acolyte of Abraxas. That is basically, you know, dipping into psychic stuff as an explorator. It just also makes you an enemy of the Mechanicum, because you're using Xenos artifacts and shit.
I'm just going to put a cock sign on the door railgun. It's an STC, I swear.
Yep.
On my oily heart.
I can see someone being interrogated by the tech hood of Mars. Yes, Thomas kind of yes, special, understand. Yes.
Back to the original comments. As far as I can see, she's trying to make the stone submit to her.
Yes, special, understand. Yes. So no vehicles that I know of around here, but could be some by where Ecclesiarchy built their place, their tower. But not sure, not see vehicles move around much up this part, not from traders I talk to in some way. I'll just tell you, he leaves notes. He leaves notes for the peasants that he quote unquote trades with, so they can write things.
Just a note check. He does trade with him, right? And it's
Yes.
only with the Ecclesiarchy he trades.
So he illegally basically trades with people who try to chop down the forest, people that try to come into the forest. He'll, rather than, you know, having them scared away, will, you know, when they come back, they find that there's a load of wood that's been chopped for them, and there's like some notes and some things, and you know, if the peasants themselves come in and try to chop more wood and come into the Fetid territory, then they go bye-bye. But if they get the idea and it's like, you know, leave an item, write something on a piece of paper if they can write, and then there's that's how he does it. That's how he's able to walk the thin grey line, Albie. So he's not actually breaking the rules set down by the
He's
Harmony.
dead drop trading.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, oh my, I found something. Oh, I dropped here something. Too bad.
Pretty much, you know. So he has had some chances to, like, you know, for those that can write and answer his questions, you know, he has got some information. he's mainly going on what his people have seen and reported back, and what he's seen and reported back. He hasn't seen any vehicles cruising along. They have, and he will describe it to you. He has, or the Vetits have reported to him, have said that there are traders who have like basically it's a herd beast drawn vehicle. So they long ago ran out of gas for it, but if you have some herd beasts pull a truck and the steering system still works, well, it's better than a cart.
Wind does help when it has wheels.
So
Or tracks.
he would explain that there are some Imperial vehicles and other vehicles that are being used in that function. But as for like ye olde times driving around, very few. He would like say that on very clear days, you can see black smoke coming from down south, southeast, and east south. So there are areas where it seems like fires or industry is taking place. But he hasn't seen anything or had any reports of anything like that going on around here. Like north west areas. The ecclesiastical areas do sometimes like light up as if they have electricity and spotlights. But he doesn't really hear much from them, except from when, you know, a preacher comes with the traders to bless the forest or to convert individuals over to the Imperial Creed. But again, how he's explaining it isn't quite as crisp and clear as how I'm doing it. But he does also point out that that is very, very rare, that he hears things like that. But the trading that he used to do before he got ratted out, he was doing like once every 2 weeks, once a month kind of a thing.
You said something about ruins.
He looks at you as if he wants to give you a slap. Well, yes, ruins like ones at Prim.
Yeah. Do you know of any other caves or locations? You said you couldn't explore them anymore.
So all locations Fetits had, we explored long time ago. Leading up to Fortress, there is Fortress. We fortify as well, but that very old. We take what could be used from there, and other places up north that we knew about. He thinks for a moment. The Cognitates up in Chariot Fortress, not connected to all other Cognitates units, kind of like as if he's saying a word that he's not really used to saying. A look on his face rather when he's saying he wants to say computer rather than Cognite. Cognite. It is a Cognite unit. God damn it. My brain for the moment. He can't tell you. So all the ones up north that they have access to, or they knew about from their records in their computers. they've already explored them. So there wouldn't be really any reason to tell you about those ones. I think he would. He's either told you this before, or he would tell you again, that there are meant to be secure locations from before the first cataclysm that happened to the Fetid, so the old archaeotech sites. There are multiple facilities like the Chariot. One of them, the biggest one, was down south. You saw that from the visions. That was the main city colony. That was on World. He knows that they were dotted all over the world. But he also knows that there are smaller facilities as well. So if you think basically, yeah, I think your one would classify as a smaller facility. So the way that he describes some of the places that his teams went into and his people explored. The size of it seems very like, from what he's explaining to you, seems very much like what you guys found. It's a much smaller area. It can only house a few people. There's generators in there. Now he would obviously point out a few things that yours didn't have because of yours had cave-ins and so on, but also yours has was retrofitted into a laboratory as well. But in size reference, he basically describes yours, just equipped differently. He mentions that they're normally, or at least from his maps, they're normally within 5 days, give or take, of a larger facility. But that's not. He can't guarantee that. So he doesn't have any hidden locations that he's holding out from you.
Does he have locations of these? Do you have locations of these larger facilities?
He shakes his head. He only knows that they exist, but his computers or cognitive units didn't have them marked on the map. The only one he knows 100% he can point you in the direction is down south towards the ruined city where, in the vision, the first calamity came from there. A horde of twisted, corrupted machines and Fetids and humans.
I see.
And Kalindra, yes, you can basically hear all of this because they're not actually hiding their conversation. Technically, Abby can also hear this, and so can Heinrich. Heinrich, maybe not. Maybe he's regretting his life choices.
Heinrich is busy on the shitters.
Quite.
Right. So facilities across the world. And 5 days of a larger facility. Yeah. do you have in stock? Anything new and interesting found, or?
Well, me not sure what you want to trade for. Is there an item in particular that you're looking to acquire?
Not really. I mean, I don't remember what he has, so.
Well, he's not the actual vendor. He just has stuff. So I can't really. Essentially, you ask me for stuff, and I go, huh? Would he have something like that? Maybe I roll a dice. Maybe I just go, no, he wouldn't have something like that.
Would he have, how do you say this in English? Those things you use to stamp. Those things you use, and then you pour metal in it, and it comes out in a shape.
Oh, you mean for ingots?
Yeah, for example. Or you pour it into the thingy and you get a bowl out.
So you mean the crucibles?
I guess.
So it's sorry,
Like
it's a bone.
Yeah, molds.
It's a bone.
Molds, that's the one.
Oh, you want the molds? Sorry, I thought you wanted like the bone ash crucibles for leaching out other unwanted.
No,
things.
I'm trying to make my scrap gun some bullets. I was looking if you had one of those molds that you could pour. I mean, technically, I could just. Yeah, no, I can't do that. I need a cartridge.
Well, maybe you could show him your newly acquired gun. Maybe he has seen one before.
I mean, it probably is visible on my back, since I am wearing it.
Well, I imagine as a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus and knowing that you're in a secure area, you would cover it up with some sort of cloth or fur, or to keep.
I mean, it's probably
bits.
under my cloak.
So it's not exactly directly on shot, or you would have left it in your tent, or because it's a heavy piece of weapon in an area where you're not far away from your tent and you're not in any danger. So you can go into your tent, get the weapon out, bring it forth, and show him.
I mean, just the ammo. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just bring the weapon alongside it.
So he looks at the weapon and yes, this is automatic, large gun emplacement. Where do you find?
Looted it. What you kill, you keep.
So you find facility then?
No, raiders.
So he went from looking
Wasn't
like
Thomas
quite, he goes from looking
wasn't
quite
Thomas
happy.
along with us on the raid?
Yeah, but he didn't see the gun. He was only well, I suppose you would have. Well, no, because he was dealing with pathetics.
A gun almost eviscerated.
Yeah, he would have heard it, but he wasn't really in range to like get a good look at what what was being fired at him.
I mean, fair enough.
So this is the first time you've presented it to him and let him have a good look, and because when you were looting, he was looking after his comrades. Yes, scrap automatic. You say you not take from facility? No.
No. Earned it fair and square.
So he like gestures to see if he can take it off you and look at it.
I mean, I will probably keep a hand on it so he doesn't fall to the ground. He looks kind of scrawny.
No, he hefts it up onto his lap and begins like poking and prodding at the housing for it. The housing
Didn't
for the
Killinger kill
weapon.
that one?
You can like, still have a hand on the
I didn't, but
on the.
The loot is shared equally.
So
Now it is.
I mean,
you didn't you earn it fair and square then.
we did.
No.
Yeah, you kill what you kill what you
I did.
keep. Khalid, you hear a
We were
huff.
all busy killing people, except for Thomas.
You hear a huff coming from somewhere in the tents. You're
I'm
killed.
just shaking my head like.
He taps around on the housing. Now the housing is kind of battered to all hell, and it has pirate marks on it. It's got graffiti and all of that shit. It's got like me big beast drawn on the housing of the barrels, and he taps along the side of the barrels and gets his claws in and almost uses them as a tool. Yes, scrap automatic from the housing unclips and clips away, and as he opens up the housing, you can see that it is not immaculate. It's covered in dirt, grime, stone, particularly lots of stone dust and basically just crap in the mechanism. But it is advanced. It's advanced enough that you would call it archaeotech. I had to figure out some fucking way to resolve how the fuck I found this gun and where it came from. So you have an archaeotech heavy weapon. It seems to not be fully functioning. Is what I will put to you at the moment. As Thomas is like pointing out things and yes, this bit needs much repair and maintenance. This piece is shot, and so it points out a few things to you about the gun that you didn't realise before closing up the housing again. So
I was asking if you might have a mold for making bullets for this thing. I wave around one of the bullets.
Sorry, not here. We not have one of these weapons at this location. If we
How
did,
you do elsewhere?
yes.
Where?
Well up north, of course. We have a number of these weapons on Northern Fortress. He finds it difficult to explain. So basically, there's a fortress.
So himself. He
There's
really needs to get into this fortress.
There's a fortress, which is basically imagine a canyon. No, so think of Game of Thrones, a big wall of ice. But there's one pathway that leads through, where there's two fortresses built either side, basically guarding the entrance to the north. But then there's also the what they call it, chariot fortress. That's where all they held out for the first cataclysm of their world, and pretty much the second one as well. So he gets a bit confused with the two fortresses, but yeah, he explains that basically in the chariot fortress they have stockpiles of ammunition for this type of weapon. At the border fortresses, let's call them, they have supplies, so they can hold out for long time. He says he'll look for you. Maybe there's a chance that some got shipped down here a long time ago, and he has access to all the Fetit's ammo supply stores and things like that. So he knows what to look for, what he's looking for now, and he will endeavour to try and find you some. But what do you trade for? If I find. You have things to trade, yes?
I guess my steam drill is fully wrecked.
Pretty much, yeah. He turned it into a lighter and into a water bottle. I think.
Yeah, I know.
I have scrap. You think you go away now? No, you don't need to trade right now. It's just when you come to want things, you will need to choose things that you want to trade with him. He doesn't have the item.
Give him my musket or my steam drill. The rest I kinda need.
Well, he doesn't have any at the moment, so he'll look out for some, but you will need to keep in mind trade fodder, basically. Is there anything else?
I've got some recaf.
Some recaf. They drink recaf in the morning here. This worth nothing. Yes. Yeah, is there anything...
I guess I can't train Heinrich.
No, they don't approve of slavery.
I mean, who said it would be Heinrich in one part? It will be complete Heinrich, but it would be in organs.
They don't agree with eating their creators. Distasteful.
I'm sure there are parts of you that would be worth more.
Many parts, yes.
Yeah, but I don't want to sell it. I guess he would give good money for the locator implant. And auto sanguine stuff.
Your Mechanicus implants would be highly valuable. Even on the black market of the Imperium, they'd be highly valued.
I mean, they will be highly valued everywhere.
Pretty much. Because technically all your implants as an Adeptus Mechanicus priest do not belong to you. You are renting them from the Adeptus Mechanicus. So when you die, all your implants and your body should go to the Adeptus Mechanicus for reprocessing and reclaiming.
I mean, I guess for some they will have more work than with others.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's how, that Archaeotech arm that you are now using, unless you found it out the factory box brand new, yeah, someone's used that 1,000,000 times over by the time you get to it, or 1,000. But anyway, is there anything else you'd like to ask of Thomas? For him to keep an eye out if he has it. But yeah, there's no list of things that he has.
I know I can't ask him for parts for the skull servo. The spider servo skull. Since Heinrich doesn't want to let me take a look at it.
I know, pretty much that thing just needs to be charged up and turned on. I think it might even have been charged up when you were last...
I don't think I have touched it already.
No, I think Heinrich might have charged. Because
I think it's because he needs wrangling.
Yes.
To tame it. That's why he hasn't turned it on yet.
Yes, you have to actually tame it, otherwise it goes feral. No other items you want to ask if he has or can keep an eye out for? Okay.
Not really.
Well then, is there anything else anyone would like to do with this day?
Well, since you... I mean, I will first give an opportunity to the other players. How does the sound submission contest go? Must be a thrilling match.
A what competition?
The stone submission competition?
Yes, it seems
I
pretty.
mean, it takes a bunch of hours, but like, you know, most of the day goes by and you swear you see it twitch at some point, and then it just lies still.
While I'm observing this, could I also do an analysis of my scrap automatic system? As did mention it's more than just some random pirate.
Sure.
Oh, no, I know what I want to ask of Thomas. Does he have some iron wool?
Some iron?
Iron wool, so we can start scrubbing the graffiti off.
Yes. He goes into his tent, brings forth a well-used and worn toolbox of the metal variety, opens it up, and everything again is well-worn, used, and grimy, yet kept clean somehow. He brings forth very well-used roll of iron wool. Not much left in the roll, but he plucks you out some fresh. There you go. So after a few hours of scrubbing away, the pebble moves. The graffiti has been removed from the shell. And Kalindra probably has cramp. Being on her haunches so long, eavesdropping to nothing.
I was leaning against the wall. How would I have a cramp?
Oh, you're like 6'9", woman. I thought you'd at least be on your haunches, crouching down. Not just standing there for hours and hours on end, just looking like a moody goth bitch.
I mean, standing for 6 hours at a wall is something a moody goth bitch would do.
Besides, I need to lay low to fully heal. I only heal 1 HP a day. I don't have auto sanguine.
Do you want some auto sanguine?
I don't want your crude mechanical things. No.
You do regain more because you're at the fetid space, so you regain 2 whilst you're resting here, because you technically have beds and you have no, it is medical care here because they have like healing herbs and stuff.
I mean, if Kalindra wants, I could give her a checkup with the
No,
kit.
it's so essentially when you're doing extended care, you are constantly using up medicine, because if they get a fever, saline drip, morphine, all these drugs are being used. It's just normally you're in a hospital, so the players don't need to worry about using those drugs up, or the medical kit goes on forever, which I'm not a big fan of. However, you are in fetid territory. You got hurt helping them, so they're not gonna shy away from, helping you guys out. So yeah, all the little bits of Medicaid that Kalindra needs to recover, she is getting. But yeah, you do technically get an extra 1 back, you degenerate Xenos filth. I'm sorry, you played a Dark Elder. You should have expected this from me. You are nothing. But Phil,
Well, maybe she gets to feed off, Abby's frustration at least.
I'm surprised she's not sat next to Heinrich. He's got cramps and shitting through the eye of a needle, But anyway, is there anything else anyone would like to do of today before it passes into the next?
I'm fine with passing on.
I will take that as a gigantic no. So, Kalindra, you continue to get cramp in your legs as you sit on your haunches listening to nothing. For no one who didn't care or notice, the wolf people gather up their dead and go out into a ceremony outside the walls of their community. The hyena people split up into their designated teams. You be out screen. You're there. You're out the stream. The stream screen, and they go off to patrol and do other fetid things. Only the fetid. You there. Thank you. Oh, actually, I can make it groups of 3 because I added 2 more. Marvelous. So throughout the day, you see the fetids go off. Well, actually, no, you don't, because no one cared to even attempt to look. One of you just stared at the stone all day. Kalindra, you overhear the footsteps and the rattling of supplies and shit. I don't know. So the day passes.
Did she hear the talk?
Well, she doesn't really understand them. So,
I mean,
and there would
unless
there would be some talking coming from the fetids, but yeah, there wouldn't have really been that. Like, your translator hasn't heard that much fetid. Like today, it's got a massive chunk of fetid. And yesterday it would have got a massive chunk, but the hyenas weren't really here most of yesterday. When you were here, they were out doing stuff. And the other time you were here, you weren't here for that long. So you heard them talk, you heard them get things ready. You're the only one who is aware of what is going on, pretty much. I suppose Prey would be aware of some things, as he's only really sitting there cleaning his weapon. But as you are all offered dinner, and as you accept it, eat it, and the sun goes down, well, all but one of you. Did I already update that? I did. We arrive on the 49th day. So Abby, is your stone staring ways done, or do you need another 24 hours?
Is there anything else happening?
It's the morning of the 49th. I don't know if you have to like wake up and just like stare at the stone.
Well, she'd get up, grab a few more stones, start staring again. Except today they seem awfully more twitchy.
If for some reason you make a psychic fart, I'm going to be very mad at you.
I mean, I'm going to say it's going to take at least a few hours, but, at about noon or something, the one of the stones would start lifting up. Ignore the damage. She isn't throwing it.
Since this is the next day, Kalindra will go about the town just looking around people, just exploring. She's just gonna be chilling, but that's all she can do currently.
Kalindra notices that the community is far less vetty than it was yesterday. Oh no, sorry, you already knew that some of them left. Well, they haven't come back. So as you're walking around Kalindra at one point around noon, you notice stones hovering in your area, and you're like, probably to imagine you just stay over someone else's area. They're like, no, I'm gonna stay far away from that shit.
Good to watch people trade. It's it's better than watching stones moving.
Well, it's stones floating up and down in midair.
Okay, so
Something.
Thomas is engrossed in whatever he is doing at the moment. We might as well do it that way. Thomas's wife, or the other fetid female that's there, is also engrossed in whatever she is doing. Muttermouth looks at you and gives you a look of just, you fucking idiot. His wife looks over at you and is just like hand up to mouth horror.
Ooh.
Muttermouth's wife.
No, but which one of us?
Oh, Abby, of course.
Oh, okay. Haha, I'm not the one this time.
Okay.
Muttermouth comes over. He's not exactly stomping over in anger, but he looks disappointed and pissed, and a bit pissed. Why you using power like that?
I do have to train somehow. Especially when I want to use them in new ways.
But elders tell us when they use powers, others can find us. How long have you been using that power? All of yesterday?
Not the entire time. It took me a few attempts to manifest, but who can find you?
You must know that when one uses powers, others with powers can find you.
As far as I know, there are no others here apart from your elders.
There are many creatures on this world that have powers too.
I'm guessing she would have dropped the stones the moment the moment he came over. But, well, nobody told me, and I wanted to try and adapt.
You not tell us what you were doing. You just acting odd yesterday. Now we see you tried to make stone float.
I'm trying to make the stone do far more than that, but yes.
He shakes his head. disappointed. Disappointed. You thought you knew better. You know creatures can find you. Evil is out there. Let it in. Turned the light on and flickered it, just to annoy it and get its attention.
Well, in Abby's defense, she knows that the elders used psychic powers as well.
So they've only used one to communicate with you. They used one to give you all the psychically active hallucination thing. I think that's been it. Every other time, like Holly's been sent out to deliver the messages. So
or I think they communicated with Jax or Jinx as well. So, you know, using telepathy to talk to someone right outside your fucking door.
With that was when they first, when you first arrived. So they took a risk with you guys, but you haven't seen them using it constantly. It's not like you've seen, like Holly gets the messages and comes out and talks to the Fetits, and I believe she did use did she use a power to heal a Fetit? No, I think she just gave them medical aid. I don't think she actually used any powers to heal. So yeah, they don't use their powers frivolously. Well, they don't, because again, it's a, you've basically been sending out a beacon to anything else that has a ability to do psyniscience.
Well, she manifested it now, but you know, she didn't quite manifest it yesterday. Like, she was trying to, but it didn't work, basically.
Well, no, even when you're practicing, you're still gathering the power. You're still making wakes in the warp. So even when practicing, you're still giving out. Okay, it might not be as big of a blip, let's say, but there's still, you know, the warp energies are fluctuating in.
Yeah, true.
So at least, I mean, Muttermouth isn't aware of that much of the extent of it. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if Harmony or Holly are aware of how far a distance and how, but they would be aware that you can go into some areas and check the flow of the warp, and you can taste or you can feel or smell or however it is that something's gone on there. So they're aware enough to know that using your powers can draw psychically active creatures to you. So yeah, that's why he's like shitty. This like doesn't seem like an important time to be levitating a stone early in the morning.
That's fine. He'll strike another tone when, you know, that kind of power is used to defend him.
But for now, disappointed. However, as it is, so did you say you needed to wait until about 12 o'clock for this to happen?
Yeah. That's when she'd be able to, pretty much.
Cool. So about another hour or so later, and Kalindra, wherever the hell you end up, I imagine you're quite accustomed now to eating semi-decent. Well, no, it's the Fetit, so decent food. There's nothing that says that the Dark Elder don't enjoy the taste of food. It's not exactly necessary for
Dark
them
Elders
to
very
eat.
much enjoy it.
Well, it's just not necessary for you to eat good food to survive, if it was where I was really going.
Oh, no. Not at all, but, you know, as a retiree, we still, you know, that is the...
I imagine
like
that the smells of good food cooking kind of entice you over to eat something around lunchtime. So
Yep.
you would all be roughly in the area to be able to hear that. It does seem as if there are raised voices coming from the elder's house, basically. It does seem to be Holly's voice that is being far more raised, but you do also hear Jinx as well. Also, in case I didn't inform the stream, he is now Jinx officially. His name tag says it and everything. Now some bastard is going to tell me that I spelt it wrong. There you go. Jinx. Unlucky protector. You don't quite get what it's about because you obviously don't speak Fettit, but from the reactions, or at least for Cray, the reactions around the Fox Fettits is, their ears are going down, yet tilting around to catch what's being heard. They do look a bit like this is not normal for Holly to raise her voice so much, and for Jinx it's kind of more common with outsiders than in the elder's house. But the raised voices do calm down. It doesn't quite get to the sounds of an argument, but there are definitely raised voices from within. Not much else happens for a large part of the day. It's about sunset. Hang on, let me just double check because they left in.
While that's all going on, could I continue my work on the scrap automatic?
Sure. Just clean off the.
Yeah. Maybe also make an inventory of stuff that needs to be done to the. God damn it. To add it. Don't know if I need to roll for it or if I just get it.
Add what? To remove the graffiti and the pirate marks and everything?
No, Thingy said that there's needs stuff to be added that's not complete.
Yes, no, it's the internals have been damaged. It still works as a gun, but it is missing features that need to be taken to a workshop and worked on.
Oh yeah, I have these sizer arms. What needs to be done to these sizer arm cybernetics?
So I believe one of them, essentially, you could just give a good clean off. Well, so in a proper workshop, in an ideal world, for you, ideally back at base or sat round with Thomas, using your tools and equipment to open everything up, give it all a good clean off, get rid of the grime, and then rebuild it basically. If you did all of that, I believe it goes up to a normal quality. You haven't replaced anything. If you use it as is, if you can just stick it on someone, but it functions as a poor quality, I believe. So for you to rebuild it and take it apart and rebuild it, it's going to take you a couple of days to do. You can technically do it here. There's no reason not to, except from the fact that you don't. You're doing it on the floor, and Thomas would be probably staring over at you the entire time. So is that something you want to do to start the process off?
I'm just writing it all down in a list. 1 second,
again,
please.
when you do a tech use test on it, that like 2-day, if you do really well on a tech use test, you'll shorten that to a full day, a couple of 12 hours, you know. But there is a tech use test involved for it.
Right, so the scrap automatic needs cleaning, and some missing features need to be added in a workshop.
Yes, there are some mods that are missing and or have been removed.
Right. I guess I could also evaluate the ogre arrays.
Yep. So the scrap auger array, if you if you pull it out your backpack, open it up, take it out of its official Adeptus Mechanicus box. Hang on a minute, I can't remember if this is a cybernetic or if it's the handheld one.
I believe I'm inclined to the cybernetic, since I believe Heinrich has the hand one.
No, sorry. I think because it's an auger, I think it is a cybernetic.
Handheld?
No, it's a
cybernetic.
a handheld Auspex is what you can do.
Right, that's it.
So basically, it's a salvaged auger array. It looks as if this was packaged up and ready to send to the Adeptus Mechanicus. As when you look into the box and you take it out and you start investigating, the components that you would attach to the individual or to the inside of the individual, there are some gooey bits on there that well, they're rotten, desiccated gooey bits now, but
so it needs cleaning.
Yeah, you need to go over and give it a good clean. However, when you interface with the module to do a system check on it to see if it was damaged, if it needs repair, all systems seem normal. So therefore, this is a normal Auspex. However, again, you are an Adeptus Mechanicus. There are issues with it that stop it from being a good quality auger array, but if you put the time and effort into it, you can recalibrate the auger array sensors to make, to get them that little bit crisper and to basically elevate it to good quality. That is far more technical than doing the slicer arm. Yeah, the slicer arm, because that's taking components apart, cleaning them, putting them back together. This is high calibration sensors that you need to tweak to make better. Just means it's going to take longer time to do it. So next time Kalindra gets wounded, great time.
Well, I'm afraid I will probably be busy. And you also said 1 day has passed before I had some health issues.
Well, it's the 29th today. We started on the 28th. So, and you're midday through today. Oh, actually, no.
Right.
No, there's no reason we can't go back in time to allow you to.
No, it's just so my health is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Added appropriately.
Yeah. So since last episode, because you've slept here twice now since you got back, so you should have got 4 HP in total. It's like 6 HP because you're waking up today on the sorry, we've gone from the 27th to the 28th to 29th, so yeah, it's 4 HP.
4 HP, right. Right. Would they have the stuff to upgrade my backpack from poor to normal quality?
So you ask Thomas, what upgrades do you have for my backpack? He looks at your backpack made of leather and straps and yes.
I have a new backpack for you. You should buy it. Yes.
He wanders.
I would think a leather backpack is of a higher quality than a pork one.
No, because it was made by poor quality individuals, the people of Izmir. He wanders.
Oh yeah, the Winchesters.
He wanders into their supply dump, and he pulls out a properly made leather backpack. So it's.
I guess exchange isn't possible.
He gives it to you. You have received a gift. So it's basically, it is made out of the same materials. It's not a modern day backpack. It's not ancient. It is a modern day design that's been made with current day materials. So they basically just made a leather backpack, but done it properly, unlike the inbreds at Izmir, which are just like,
so like a bit like a Birdman.
So it's more of a hiker's backpack. So it's much taller at the back, and it has the straps to go around your waist to tuck everything in, and spread the weight across your body more evenly.
That's an excellent backpack, actually. Is he giving him the backpack, or is he showing him?
No. Thomas gave him a backpack.
Right. What do I do with my old one?
He sniffs the air around the backpack, shrugs, and wants nothing more to do with it.
Right. Can I please anyone of the party with the poor quality backpack? It gives you 25 carrying capacity.
Oh,
I
I really love a poor one. I want a new one, actually.
You can
if I
add.
see you,
You can add plus 20 to the new one. That's 45.
Oh.
Can we get one of those?
I mean, a normal backpack is 50.
Kalindra, you. Oh, sorry. For some reason I said, yeah, you can up it to 25 with it, and it's the normal backpack. Kalindra, you're all the way down there. How can you see? Impossible.
That's indeed true. I'm here watching this. It's just that Frey said he was going to, offer us a backpack. So, my apologies.
I mean, I can offer you my old backpack when you rejoin the tent camp. I don't know what else I could do.
Remember, everything goes up Cray's robes, so the backpack into the robes. You'll never see it. So,
See what happens down there.
Is Cray carrying more than he used to? I don't understand this. No, by all means.
I mean, I guess I know where I'm putting the scrap automatic.
You have to ask, Kalindra. You have to ask.
Yeah. I'm not there, so I can't ask right now.
You could just move your bloody token, but fair enough.
But I was watching people train. I'll move.
I guess I'll disassemble my old backpack into parts.
They're not training,
Technically
Kalindra.
speaking, he also said there was going to be food, so I'll move because there's food.
They're not training, Kalindra. They were just moving stuff around in the storehouses. I know they're on the training ground, but that's also in the storehouses area. So yeah, they weren't. You're sat there like lazy fetters. Lazy.
You're training, fighting, drawing blood.
Terrible degenerate. Terrible mocker, everyone. Mocker. So yeah, Cray is currently taking apart his old backpack for materials, and has a new modern-looking leather backpack. Somehow he squeezed an autogun, a scrap automatic in somehow.
I mean, I guess I just pull out the barrel or something, I don't know, or fold the stock.
With magic, it fits in like all good tabletop RPGs.
I mean, I could just have strapped it to the outside.
This is true. This is true.
Where did you get that? And can I get one?
I look at Thomas. You got another one of those? I've got parts for a new backpack. Show him the disassembled backpack. Parts.
He looks at Kalindra and sighs. What do you have trade?
I'm going to take my backpack. I think I have this, and if you want, I have some sides.
How do you feel about blood sample? Yes.
No.
Why do you want the blood sample of her?
He looks at you, Crane, and he looks at Kalindra, and then he looks at you, Crane. I'm not stupid, no. She not fetid, not human. Could be mutant, yes. Maybe Xenos.
Yes, but still, why the blood sample? You
Why
didn't
not?
answer the question. I mean, fair point, but still,
for
what are you going to
analysis
do with
and
it?
study.
And where will you do that?
In Fortress. Some things I can do
Bloody
here,
fortress.
yes.
Gray is starting to fume inside his head that everything is in the bloody fortress where he can't get in.
Thomas like sighs a little, goes over to his tent and pulls out a field micro analyzer. 40k do have them. It's just a very unused piece of equipment. So it's basically, you can do blood samples in the field and things of that line. I only have one very valuable to me. But I like to check things. Make sure water is pure. No diseases in fetids. About lunch size.
Sounds like a
It's about
reasonable thing.
a lunchbox sized device. And he pulls out like glass slides that come out of it. He looks at Kalindra. So you want to trade, yes?
A blood sample.
Why not? You have plenty, yes.
I'm good. I don't want to trade my blood sample.
He gets deflated.
What did he say? Sorry.
He gets deflated. He was looking happy, his ears had gone up. He was like, ooh. Ears go down a bit. Looks less than happy. Well, what you have then?
I'm going to show him 4 sizes that I carry. The trade, apparently.
I also
And these.
add the parts of the old backpack to it.
He sighs heavily. What do you think I am, junk trader? Yes.
I'm going to scratch the back of my hand and go like, well, no.
Criticism.
But you
Gray
asked
gives
me what
us
I have to
short
trade.
screeches that says, yes, you are. Don't deny it. In binary.
He goes over and looks at the crappy fucking Izmirian scythes.
These are. I don't think these are his spirits.
Yeah, you got them from the
They
Izmir.
are?
Yeah, you got them in the fight to take over Izmir from the foreman and his ilk. And they head sides.
I question if I should trade away the drill head of my steam drill or if I should recycle it in another power drill.
It has its uses for things. He looks at the shit pieces and this is not even cut grass, no. Look.
I mean,
Weak, poor metal.
Hurt whoever you hit with.
He brings the scythe blade up and like flicks it, and it has a horrible ding. So very, very impure. Yes. Not worth my time. Or backpack.
Come on, man, work with me. Gotta be worth something.
I mean, we do have some drones.
He looks at you and yes, maybe to inbreds. Not us, no.
What about 2 horns of a herd beast?
He takes one of the horns and examines it. This will do, yes. He takes one of the horns and he goes back and brings out 2 backpacks.
Wait, so now we have 3?
Yes, now you have
Marvelous.
3. He sits back down.
So
Pleasure doing business with you.
I guess I'll add the second backpack to my list then.
Or Abby or Heinrich can have a modern
Yeah, but I
backpack.
still need to give it.
How much does the normal backpack carry?
25.
50.
50. It's plus 25 to the old one.
In your sheet, add it as a minus 50.
Yeah.
I'm just going to. I'm just going to add backpack or backpack inside backpack and add 50.
So you can't. So you can have multiple backpacks with things in them. So like what Geddy has in Dark Heresy, a grab bag. That's perfectly fine, but you don't knock that weight off your carry weight. So you only wear one, basically.
I'm not stacking the backpacks. I'm putting the old crappy backpack inside the new backpack.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Sorry,
if you're
I
not
misunderstood.
going to use the old one, I can give it to me.
I can disassemble it. Yes.
I mean,
If you-
I would go to disassemble it and use it for parts. I don't know.
Isn't this basically a bunch of beams strapped together?
So basically, it's a leather hide where they've just sewn up the sides and put a flap at the top. So there's no real structure, and put some loops on it so you can put it on your back. There's no real structure to the bag, whereas the Fetits have actually cut pieces of leather, sewn them together. So there's a bottom, there are 4 sides. There's modern day construction and stitching work.
I mean, actually, you know what? Go ahead. I'll give you the backpack. You helped me with the trade.
it.
Very well. So, as the day gets on, some of the Fetits return. 3 of them, in fact. And they are sweating from their hands and feet. No, they're panting quite a lot. And actually, probably sweating from their hands and feet. One of them, who happens to be the boss who you guys saw before, rushes inside. And as it is in the late evening, Fetit has returned. The panicked look on the other 2's faces. Actually, I'll move them up. Oh, bollocks, I clicked on the wrong one. Hang on, this one goes inside and this one stays outside. We will end our episode off there. As in the next episode, hopefully we'll have all of our players and then something can happen. So, certainly hope everyone has enjoyed this episode. And are very much looking forward to future episodes to come, and longer ones, hopefully. As always, I am the Dyslexic Gamer. I have enjoyed running this. I can't even remember my outro. It's been so fucking long since I've done this. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone. And as always, Bye-bye for now.
See ya.
See ya.